Salutations, boys and girls and kiddos of all ages, and a big hello and welcome back to all my subscribers, old and new, and returning viewers. And to anyone that's just discovering this YouTube channel for the first time, I just like to also say thank you. Thank you for joining us, of course, and to also let you know that this is not your average toy review channel, just a simple showcasing of all the things I like to collect in the form of action figures and toys. And on the off chance if you haven't saw the title of this lovely little YouTube channel that I have here, it is called Posing Action Figures with Toy the Poser. And yes, I am your host, Toy the Poser. But hey, you didn't come here to see me jibber jabber and talk about myself. You seen the thumbnail and the title of this video, so let's hop to it. So behind the camera, I go into giant mode. Whoop, whoop. All right, and upon the rotating rotator at the moment, we have, of course, the new Marvel Legends series Hulk 2099. What I have to say is that I really wasn't expecting to do this video this early because I wasn't expecting to receive this figure so soon. So, but lo and behold, here we are. So, yeah. Hey, I'm not complaining. Just happy that I got him. Okay, safe and sound. As you can see, this guy. Well, what should I say? I guess Hasbro was doing a whole line of, I guess, Hulk related characters and stuff, and I want to say a deluxe situation, but the next one that we're getting from, I guess, is Doc Samson, and he's not technically a deluxe, but he's going to be packaged like this, and a lot of people are complaining about the Doc Samson price right now. And although I did, well, I guess that's a topic for another video, but I did go ahead and pre-order me a Doc Samson, and of course, all my original viewers and subscribers know that I do not like collecting characters or action figures of characters that I've already got versions of already. Well, at least the ones that hold up in the same scale line. What I'm saying is that I don't see the point of having duplicates of characters, even if they're of the same character, I should say. So, which means that yes, I have a Hulk. No, it's not a 2099 one. And this is not the Hulk that you think it is. This is a totally different person and character. So, for those who like boxes and things like that, this is, of course, you've seen the front and side on the rotating rotator. If you didn't get a good view of, I guess, the back and the wording of it, yeah, trying to do this without moving the camera so much, so I hope you guys can see that fairly well. All right, the top, the barcode and bottom of it. Can you guys see that well enough? I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. All right, barcode and the words that I never took the time out to really read or understand what they mean or what it says or anything like that. So, with that being said, let's magical poof this guy out the package and see what he's all about and what can he do, and learn a little bit more about Hulk 2099. So magical poof. All right. This guy was a little hard to stand in the package because he has some unique toesies. All right. So, and all right. First and foremost, comes with an alternate head that's with his tongue sticking out, and jeez and crackers, yeah. Which is probably, I'm sorry guys, I'm really trying here with this camera, but he the best I can say is that this probably the head I'm going to use the most. Okay, because it, yeah. See, I know he was going to fall sooner or later, but anyway, this is probably the stock head I'm going to keep on the most because this is what he does. The majority of the time in the comic that I saw him, he was screaming and yelling and whipping out his tongue. Okay, so, and he has a back piece that's supposed to represent the fur on his back, or hair on his back, I should say. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, not trying to complain too much, but who knows? I kind of feel like they could have did a little better representation of that, but I don't know. And I guess before I start taking things off and whatnot, let me put them back in focus. Yeah, no alternate hands. That's what most people's gripe is about. Like I say, his feet are kind of unique. So trying to get him to stand and bounce, that's going to be a bit of a thing. Let me go ahead and the stock head that I'm going to go ahead and take off and replace it with the one I want. And no satisfying plop or snap, but there you have it. And yes, this little, like I say, this little back piece snaps on, just plugs into the hole. I get in there. Okay. Well, I got like a little kind of a snap there. Yeah. Now, and that's pretty much it. Bob's your uncle at that point when you do all of that. The main thing I should say about this Hulk 2099 figure is, first, okay, for those who are not familiar with my new method of letting you know that this is a potential or army builder. Well, how do we want to define army builder? Basically, this what I'm trying to, sound the alarm off for is that yes, you can get more than, or probably should, if you want to get more than one of these guys, and I'll tell you why later. So that's why I say a potential army builder. So meaning that you can get away with buying two or more of these and it being two totally different characters, if that's your thing. All right, but all right, the only thing I have to say about this guy, and I'll show you guys later, is that Although, uh-oh. Uh, first, I should say, make sure you heat up your action figures before you pose them, kiddos, because that will risk the reduce the chances of you breaking something. I figure when it comes straight out the pack. But I mean, although this leg is kind of loose and it's just this arm right here that's kind of frozen. And as you can see from the diaphragm cuts and stuff, yeah, like I said, this one's gonna be a tricky little pose to put him in, a cold pose, I should say, because I didn't heat him up. But we're gonna, and he's a big boy, so he's gonna need some things for the rotating rotator. Does he have boot swivel? No, he does not. I'm not a big stickler or person that care much about reusable body parts or bulks or stuff like that, or if this character is used up. But I guess the pinned legs, pins in the joints or something like that is a big indicator that these are reused parts from an old whatever, 9 times out of 10 a Hulk. I don't know. I don't really care for the most part, long as it, the character does what it's supposed to do and I get the articulation that I need. So let's go ahead and put him in the cold pose on the rotating rotator. All right. Yeah, he doesn't go back much or stuff like that. Kicks it, and that arm, those arms go all the way around. That, I guess I should gripe, complain. Well, it's not that bad. His arms are long enough, but butterfly joints that does not give you full range of motion where you can clap your hands. They can clap your hands. I think that's just a waste of time if you ask me. But they do go back that far. I don't get it. I mean, every time they do butterfly joints, they go back perfectly, really far in the back, and they can touch hands. But for some odd reason, they won't let them do it in the front. I guess if you... Oh my goodness, that elbow is stuck. But anyway, let's put him in a cold pose, or the best I can for this big fella, and see if I can fit him on the rotating rotator. He might be too big for the rotating rotator, but we'll see. So let's do some magic and do that. And before I bring in the monitor, I just wanted to give him a solo viewing while he's on the rotating rotator. And yeah, like I said, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I was looking to put him in a more dynamic pose only because of how his body actually looks in the comic. To me, I suppose, or how I'm saying. But basically, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The feet, like I said, was a bit of a challenge. And I finally got that left arm free, so I was able to bend it, and yeah, there it is. But as I was saying before, to me in the comic, it looked like he had more of a, I guess dinosaur Godzilla like neck and head and hump back and stuff like that, and his arms seemed like they was a little longer, kind of like, I don't know, a gorilla-ish type thing, and his feet were a tad bit thinner and stuff like that. So, like what I'm basically saying is that it kind of looked like he was one of those characters that looked like he could put his entire palm of his hand on the ground, kind of squat a little bit, put his entire palm of his hand on the ground, and without really crouching over much. But yeah, that's basically what I was trying to get at there. However, Let me. Um, but I mean, I guess he's still as comic accurate as it gets. But with that being said, I mean, he's also well in, I guess, in his Hulk form because yes, he does have two different forms. That's basically. I mean, I kind of figured we wasn't gonna get an exact 1/12 scale replica of him, but I mean, I guess it's good enough. But I guess we'll size him up at the end and see. But who are we talking about? Oh, first of all, the whole point of the alarm, there is a version of Hulk 2099 called the Anti-Hulk, and only reason I'm saying this now because when I do the brief bio of him, we're not going to get to that part of him. But yeah, he was. I don't want to call him a clone, but technically he was created by somebody else. So yeah, they. That's why I said he's you can get two action figures of him if you wanna, cause they both do the same thing and look the same way. And I guess you could use this head for the second one. Okay, but who are these guys, or this guy? I should say it is. Well, created by Gerard Jones and Dwayne Turner in 1993, and first appearing in issue number 1 of 2099 Unlimited. Oh, and by the way, I get just for anybody that don't know, I 2099 is the future from the main Marvel universe. I guess I'm assuming at this point, because I don't think I heard anything different. But yeah, from Earth 616, the future of that 2099, where you get the Spider-Man, what is this? Miguel O'Hara. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. My mind gets all jumbled up. But in that future, I guess superheroes are kind of the majority of them are kind of, or the ones that we know of, the older ones are kind of dead and kind of a thing of the past or something like that. However, in this far off future, where corruption and evil ran rampant, in Los Angeles, of this, or Los Angeles, California, I guess to be exact. But there was this cult called the Knights of Banner, and this little cult, well, group of guys or people or something like that that idolize the original, the very first Incredible Hulk, that was Bruce Banner. And I guess for anyone that doesn't know, Bruce Banner was a neurophysicist that one day got hit with gamma radiation and became and turned into what we all know as the Incredible Hulk. Well, I hope you guys know that. I mean, yes, for the ones that know that, please bear with me and be patient for the ones that don't know that. But there you are. Yes, back in the day, or from this future time, there was a guy that turned in, got hit with gamma radiation and turned into a gigantic, smashing, angry monster called the Incredible Hulk. Okay. Anywho, in the future, these Knights of Banner guys cult, like I said, idolized Bruce Banner and what he did, and I guess because they thought he represented everything manly, whatever. So what they was trying to do, the whole purpose was trying to recreate the gamma radiation, the gamma bomb that turned Bruce Banner into the Incredible Hulk. Well, this LA studio movie studio, whatever, wanted to do a documentary or a movie or showcase of these Knights of Banner's guys' lifestyle or whatever. So they sent in their most, I guess, strongest, ruthless negotiator, and that was a guy by the name of John Eisenhart. Now, John Eisenhart basically went to these Knights of Banner guys, I guess, to try to broker a deal or whatever, and was, I guess, offering them lots of money and things of that nature. However, these Knights of Banner guys were not persuaded by that. Their morals, if they had any, pretty much prevented them, or made them not really care about glitz and glamour and fame and fortune and things like that. So they basically turned down John Eisenhart's offer, and I guess it just didn't stop there because, well, John, being the, I guess, cutthroat, ruthless negotiator that he is or whatever, tried to, or did, persuade a younger member of the Knights of Banner into spying on the cult. So John talked this little kid by the why am I tongue tied? This little kid by the name of Gaywin or something like that, or Godwin, whatever. John talked him into spying on his cult members and bringing him back information. All right. First of all, in case you didn't know, there is a Gaywin or Godwin or whatever, however you pronounce that name, in the Marvel Universe, and he was a knight. And not to put too fine of a point on it, he later got cloned or copied into a robot knight or something like that. So I'm just saying that just in case he ever pops up and you want to get two versions of that character. Moving on. After the young Godwin little kid went and got information for John ended up finding out that this Knights of Banner cult literally stole or got their hands on some gamma radiation or something that was going to eventually help them try to recreate the gamma bomb that turned the original Bruce Banner into the Incredible Hulk. Well, I guess this eventually freaked John out, so he basically said, okay, this is above my head and a lot deeper than trying to make a little silly show out of a cult. So he went and reported the Knights of Banner to the authorities, and they eventually showed up and slaughtered all the Knights of Banner. And although John did try to stop them from doing so, the only person he could save was the young kid, little Gaywin, whatever. And even though John Eisenhart was able to save the young lad, the gamma bomb still went off, and that basically turned John into the guy we all know now as Hulk of 2099. And that's basically it. That's how John Eisenhart became the new or the future Hulk of 2099. However, on Earth 138, the Earth where you get Hobby Brown, the Spider-Punk, there is a Hulk punk I guess you should say, but of that universe. That yes, he's also in the Spider Punk band, but I think his name is, it's of course it's not Bruce Banner, but no, it's like Robert, so his name is Banner or something like that. Hold on for a second. Yes, his name is Bruce Banner, but he normally goes by his middle name, Robert, or Robbie Banner. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because I think he's in that video game Marvel Rivals, and so who knows? It's a strong possibility we might get a punk rock Incredible Hulk. So, who knows? All right, but anywho, by the way, I guess for anyone that didn't know or wants to know or something like that, the year 2099 in the Marvel Comics is still an alternate universe. It's on Earth 398. Hold on. Sorry, 928. So yeah, so it's, I mean, so it's the future, but it's not Earth 616. I don't know how to explain it, but there you have it. Now, just like the Incredible Hulk that we all, Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, I say, that we all know and love, John Eisenhower Hulk 2099 can transform and back and forth from human form to Hulk form, and however, he does remain all his conscious of his human form. So he's unlike Bruce Banner, where he loses his intelligence when he turns into a mindless, rampaging monster. John still has his I guess his intelligence, if you want to call it, memory or whatever, all that stuff going on for him. So, but when it comes to strength, he's just like the Hulk, where he does get stronger as he gets angrier, but I guess not a but. I guess the minimum, I guess, that he can lift in a form of strength, I think, is 150 tons. And for all my visual learners, an adult blue whale weighs about 150 tons. But anyway, yes, like the Hulk with it's his durability, super strength, I guess, and stamina, stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for Hulk 2099, aka John Eisenhower. Whoop. Well, now it's time to size him up. So, representing the 136 scale action figure size, we have Herbie from the early 2000s Toy Biz Fantastic Four multi-pack. And Herbie stands at approximately 2 inches tall, the average 136 scale action figure size. But representing the 1/18th scale action figure size, we have Xenostrike's 3-minute project, who I call a waist-high ninja guy, Gary for short. And Gary stands at approximately, I think 3 3/4, which is the average 1/18th scale action figure size, between 3 3/4 and 4 inches tall. So yes, Gary's the average 1/18th scale action figure size. And representing the average 1/12th scale action figure size, we have Stan the Man, my main man, Stan, the Marvel Legends, Hasbro's Marvel Legends Stan Lee action figure. And Stan Lee stands at approximately 6 inches tall, your average 1/12th scale action figure size. So, representing the 1/10 scale action figure size, we have whoop, the NECA homebody action figure, and that we call Buck, the bigger figure. Oh yeah. Okay, and Buck stands at approximately 7 inches tall, the average 1/10 scale action figure size. So, and as you can see, as he should, John Eisenhart stands head and shoulders above everybody, but he stands exactly at approximately whoop. I'm gonna call it 9 inches tall. What say you? Here, let's get a close up. Okay, we'll adjust the camera there and we'll bring it in. And we adjust the camera a little bit more. And we bring it in. And yep. When I stop shaking it. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I guess if you want to count the top of the little hair or something like that, that's 9 inches tall, baby. All right. Whoop, 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 whoop. And there you have it, kiddos. Although he did come a little earlier than I was expecting, I, for one, am extremely happy that we have a Hulk 2099 in the collection now. So, thanks for stopping by, John. See you around, buddy. Whoop. And that goes for you too, kiddos. And in the meantime and in between times, if while you're waiting for the next video that I hope to see you in soon, or see you back here soon, because you won't be actually in the video. Anyway, take this little advice from me old mother would tell me while I patiently wait for something. Go somewhere and play. See you next video, guys. Ta-ta for now.